we want the church to consider, if it makes sense for them, to instruct their members, not to tell the bishop, but to go to the police. When you learn of a crime, go to the police. Right now in Handbook 1, that's the handbook for the bishops and stake presidents. It instructs the bishops and stake presidents, if they learn of a crime relating to sexual assault, domestic abuse, something of that nature, they're supposed to call a helpline. And then again, in our complaint, we put it right in bold here. Learn of a crime, don't call the helpline, call the police. There's a lot of people thinking what one brave soul shouted out at General Conference over the weekend. Stop protecting sexual predators. And we'd like to thank Crystal Legionaries for shouting that out, because I know a lot of people are thinking that. And it also makes sense because if you stop protecting sexual predators, what are you going to do? You're going to protect the vulnerable members of the church, those people that are vulnerable to sexual assault, children, women, those people that are vulnerable to domestic violence. You're going to protect them. So we hope the church will consider that. In General Conference over the weekend, there was a talk by a high-level Mormon official, and he coined the phrase non-consensual immorality. That's a term that's apparently an ecclesiastical term. That's a term that, in my mind, connotes sin. That's not a term that we're going to use here today. Because when McKenna followed her mission president from his office down to the basement in a dark and dingy tunnel into that hidden room in the church's MTC, that was not non-consensual immorality. That was a crime. McKenna was sexually assaulted. McKenna was raped. It needs to be called a crime. It needs to be treated as a crime.